close on a bit of a personal note, but something I learned here today is that the three of us share in common is that an injury playing football set all of our lives on an interesting trajectory, right? Will, you talked about, going to TCU and your desire to play football there, and Texas Tech for you. And for me, it was my senior year of high school, breaking my leg, which put me on a trajectory towards, going to school that I did and meeting my wife. I'd be curious, maybe for Will and for you, Christopher, like how that moment in time, oftentimes life is so much about like specific moments and how we respond to them. Will, maybe what you started, maybe share with the group kind of what that was like for you and what you learned from it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes to that grit comment, right? I mean, it would have been easy. My dad really didn't have the money to pay for TC. I went there. He said, I'll help you get through your first year. I didn't have a scholarship. So it was like, the guy that was the starting punter was first team All-American, and they had one scholarship. They're like, come, when he graduates, if you make the team, you'll get a scholarship. And so unfortunately, I never got a shot at that. And so my dad's like, well, look, you need to go to a state school, go to A&M or UT. And, I don't know, there was something I don't want to do that. I'm going to stay here and I'm just going to figure it out. Right. And it's that, the old saying that necessity is the mother of invention. I mean, it basically put me in a position where I had to go figure out, how I could make enough money to pay for my tuition and my books and my food and my lodging and everything else. But I mean, gosh, I wouldn't have traded that for the world. I think so many times in life, we all want things just to be great, right? We don't like adversity. We don't like when troubles come our way. But when I look back in my 54, almost 55 years of life, when I've grown the most is when I've gone through the toughest times of my life. I've gone through the biggest adversity, and that forges not only your character, but it also, it's kind of your point. It's amazing how it sets you on a different path. You end up meeting people, whether it's your wife or someone you end up working for, and so it's I think you just got to take life understanding that you're going to have some peaks, you're going to have some valleys, you're going to have some mountaintop experiences, you're going to have some I'm at the bottom of the ocean experiences, and if you keep your head about yourself during those times, you learn from it, being that lifelong learner, have that grit. The most successful people in the world have also been probably the people that have suffered the biggest defeats and the biggest disappointments in the world. So,
well, the other thing that Mark, you may know, you may not, but the audience certainly wouldn't know this, is that Will and I have something else in common, is that both of us were introduced to this very large human being called Tony Robbins in our early 20s.
Yes.
And so both of us were very influenced by Tony's statement, which is life is happening